the Ironman distance hasn't changed. It's still a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike, and a 26.2 mile run. The athletes that it has attracted have changed, but those athletes have changed what they do to be able to accomplish an Ironman distance. And the requirements on race day as a professional, the breakdown is based off of percentages. You're running about a third of the race, 33% of the race. You're riding about 55 to 58% of the race is the bike. And unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your skill set, the swim is anywhere between 8 and 11% of your race. It's just not that heavy of compared to biking and running. It's just not as heavy as a demand. So people will change how they prepare based off of what the race needs to excel. And I'm a prime example of that. I've cut back on my swimming. I focus more on my bike and my run these days just because that's 92% of my race. Why would I spend half of my time working on 90% of a problem? It doesn't quite compute in my mind when I break things down. So we're seeing a fair amount of short course athletes move up in distance, and I think we've seen it for years. Chris and Craig both raced in short course. This year we've got a few different characters with Bevan and Yvonne, and I apologize if I'm leaving you out, but there's a lot of other short course athletes that are coming up, and their swim is good. But you look at a guy like Andreas, who was a fantastic swimmer as an ITU athlete. I mean, he barely would come out of the top 10. You'd hardly ever see him pass the top 10 out of the water on an ITU swim. And this past year in Kona, I mean, I think he swam 55, 56 minutes, knowing full well, like, hey, why would I need to concentrate on my swimming if that's not what the race is requiring? We all sign up for this race, and we all know the rules, and we all know the distances, and we all know what it takes to excel. And so the smart athletes prepare for what the race demands. I would love to have a partner in crime in the swim. In 2008, I swam with Ben Sanson, who is a fantastic swimmer. It was a ton of fun having him out there, just because I could sit on his feet. And if someone else is going to set the tempo, I'll let them set the tempo all day. I don't need to go to the front. It's not part of my DNA. I don't need to set a pace. If it's honest enough and we're making the swim matter, that's all that I want. The next year in 2009, my second race there, I swam with John Flanagan, and John's a fantastic swimmer. I never came around once on John. I tested it a few times. You go a little wide, and you want to see, oh, is this honest enough? I'm not sure if my heart rate is up high enough. I'm not sure if this is counting. Like, are we really separating ourselves? You go wide, and you feel the just the lack of a draft. And you're, oh yeah, that's John's setting a really nice pace. So I would love to have someone up there setting the pace. But at the same time, if the race demands for me to set the pace, then I would like to have the swim count for a little bit. Let's have it matter. But that's not always the case. So, but when it does count, when it does matter, I'd like to take advantage of that. So I don't see it happening, but if anyone has been working on their swim, I'll swim with you.